Factorial design. Response variable, that is the dependent variable, responds to treatment, which is the independent variable, and we have seen that many times before. This so we model those experimental designs. We have response variable in them, and we have the treatment variables in them. Treatment is also called as factor, and it has levels in it. For example, the amount of rain produced was dependent on rain methods A, B, or C. Rain method was our treatment or factor, and it had three levels in it, A, B, and C. If we have one factor or treatment in our experiment, the design is called as univariate. If we have two treatments, we can call it bivariate, and more than two, we call it multivariate. Factorial designs arise if we have two or more treatments or factors with levels in them, and we try to investigate the effect of treatments on response variable at various combinations of treatment levels. For example, here we are studying a bivariate design where a response variable, that is the student weight, we believe it depends on level of education, that has three levels, BS, MS, and PhD, and gender, that is the male and female. We draw these interaction plots, we call them, and here we see those lines representing both the genders, male and female. So this variable is represented here within the graph through these lines, the gender, and at the same time we put the response variable at y-axis and one of the treatment or factors at the x-axis. So these both of them are categorical variables. So it has three categories or levels, and this has two levels. So here we see that the weight of the BS girls, the female students, is 40, and for the boys it's 50. In MS it goes up to 60 for boys and 50 for girls, and in PhD 65 and 55. So we see there is a parallel relationship. The response is quite similar in both of these genders, and it seems like getting higher as far as the level of education goes up. That depends, obviously, your age grows, and obviously your growth is going on, so we can expect that, and we see the similar trend in both of these genders. So here the lines are running parallel. We plot another variable rather than this level of education. Now we consider their origin and or place of origin or their locations. So we take three locations: Islamabad, Faisalabad, and Lahore, and we plot the same thing. And here we see that interestingly, the female weight was higher as compared to the male weights until the male weight starts increasing in the second level, but still slightly less than the females. But in the third level, that is this location is Lahore, so male weight goes up and the female goes less than that. So the trend is here, the trend is kind of opposite, and they are the lines are crossing each other. So this kind of the arrangement is we call it as the factorial design, or we can see an interaction between these two treatments. So the level of these locations, that is their response is different in both the genders. So both the genders, the level of these genders, they interact with the levels of locations. So this kind of thing where we see the lines crossing each other is called as the interaction. So here gender and class do not interact. Weight is similar for both genders across three levels of education. Here gender and location they interact, and weight seems differ in genders at various locations. So factorial arrangement is where we see a response or response variable y observed at all factor treatment. Factors are also called as treatment and its level combinations. So response is observed at all factor and level combinations. A complete factorial set of treatments involves two or more factors and more than one level for each factor. And treatments are all combinations of factors and levels, and two factors A and B are said to interact if the difference in mean responses for two levels of one factor is not constant across levels of the second factor. Linear model. Um, Now we introduce the both the treatments in the linear model. We were looking for a bivariate design, so we have yijk, that is a component mean, grand mean in it. There is the effect of first treatment alpha I. Alpha represents the first treatment. Suppose the treatment is A here, and then beta represents the second, and then it has the subscript j in it, and then we have this interaction term in here in the model, that alpha and beta, they interact with each other, and the subscripts are ij, and we have the error term now with subscripts ijk. Same way in the ANOVA, analysis of variance table, we have all these factors down there. So we have A here, B here, AB, and the error term. Degrees of freedom goes like this. For A it is A minus 1, that is the levels of this factor A. How many levels are there? We represent them with this small letter A. Level of B are represented by this small letter B. So A minus 1, B minus 1, and for interaction term it is A minus 1 into B minus 1, and for error AB into R minus 1, that is the number of replicates. Same way their sum of squares, they go like this: sum of square for A, sum of square for B, and this is the sum of square for AB, and sum of square for error. And these sum of squares, when they are divided by with their respective degrees of freedom, we will get the mean square. So mean square for A, mean square for B, mean square AB, and mean square error. Now we do three ANOVA tests. So we have mean square A by MSE, that is the it will elaborate the effect of this factor A or treatment A, and then this is for factor B, MSB by MSC, and the interaction term. So effect of interaction term, if the result for this F test is significant, then we can say that there is a significant interaction. Here we look into one example. It's for effect of noise on workers' performance, and we have the three levels of this noise: lower, middle, and higher noise, and two genders in it. So their degrees of freedom are the levels -1, so 2 for noise, 1 for gender. And we also see the in the ANOVA table, we also see the noise and gender interaction, and we look into the p-values, so all of them seem significant. So the effect of noise affect both male and females differently. So the noise level has an interaction with the genders. Sometimes we have more than two factors in our ANOVA table. So suppose we also put the experience of those workers. So the experienced workers, obviously they would have a different uh, performance level as compared to the non-experienced one. So in the experience, we also take the three levels of experiences: medium, low, and high. And this is how this ANOVA table is built. But we see here that we have uh, two-way interactions, and there are two of them: noise into gender and noise into experience. And there is the third one, gender and experience. And whereas the uh, a three-way interaction is also here, so that is noise, gender, and experience. So now the ANOVA table is more complicated. So same way we can add the factors, and we can add those interaction terms depending upon how many factors we have in the model.